regarding like mental health equality, what is your definition of mental health?
Was not ready for this. My definition of mental health is kind of like, so I kind of like look at like humans are like the smartest like people, the smartest animals. But since we're so smart, like it kind of comes with like some defects. So I feel like mental health is kind of like defects and like the brain, and stuff like that makes us have like mental health and stuff. And it's not our fault. It's just like kind of like something that happens since like birth.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as like we have like coping mechanisms that we can like handle the like defects, I guess.
Okay. How important is your mental health to you and why?
It's very important to me because I have like a lot of family members who and friends who have mental health issues, including myself. And so I feel that like we need to really focus on mental health in order to like bring people up. So.
Mm-hmm. In what ways do you personally try to keep your mind, body, and soul aligned?
I really haven't been doing that, but when I do that, I like to take time for myself. I can watch like TikTok, do things that like make me happy, hang out with like people who like make me happy, like my friends and like my family, hang out with my dog. Just kind of do things that like take my mind off of whatever is like bad with my mental health that day.
Okay. Have you personally experienced or seen someone in the midst of a mental health crisis?
Yes.
How would you describe that?
I mean, like what do you mean describe it? Like how their episode was?
No, just like how would you describe it from your point of view? Like how did that affect you personally? Not really them, but you like watching that. Like how did that affect you and how did that probably like change your view on mental health?
I mean, it definitely like looking at it definitely like scares me, and it makes me like feel empathic for like the person who has the mental health in this, because like all I want to really do is like try to help them, but it's kind of hard to do that like when you have mental health, because there's only so much mental health illness, because there's only so much you can do, and it just made me kind of really like advocate for others who have mental health issues and like help them as much as I can.
Okay, and my last question is, what do you think needs to be done in order for there to be better mental health equality?
I mean, I feel like people need to understand it more. Like I feel like there needs to be like more education on it, and there's starting to be education out there, but I feel like people need to like be educated in ways that they'll like understand and like be like sympathetic. Mm-hmm. Like kind of like people who are like at work. Like I feel like the managers and like the bosses don't understand, like sometimes like people just need like a day, and it doesn't mean like they're lazy or anything. It just means that like they either could be like going through stuff, or like they just need like a day to themselves and stuff like that.
Like being in good spirits with my mental health is important, just to like be the best version of me.
What are the ways you personally try to keep your mind, body, and soul aligned?
I started going to the light for my soul, just to help me like religiously and spiritually. With my mind, I like to like try to take breaks and practice more self-care, reading, listening to music, watching Netflix, hanging out. And body, I'm starting to work out again to focus more on like keeping like my body and weight and everything on track.
If possible, can you describe a time when you or a family member or someone you know was in the midst of a mental health crisis?
I had a panic attack, and it was a lot of fear and anxiety all at once, and it just felt like everything was just like the world was ending all at once, and it was very scary.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Many Americans are reluctant to seek out mental health help. Why do you think this is?
There's a huge stigma on mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the African American community.
You better preach.
They feel as though, like, because, like, we're black women, like, black men, like, we're supposed to, like, especially black women, we're supposed to be, like, bear everybody else's problems and fix everything else for everybody and handle all our problems all at once and everything else just all together and, like, without getting help. Because we're supposed to be the strong person, and being strong means you're not supposed to get help. Like, you're supposed to just do everything on your own, basically, I guess.
Mental health is the way you feel about, like, all your emotions and the way you're processing them. And yeah.
How important is your mental health to you, and why?
It's really important because whenever I'm having, like, a bad mental health day, I always feel really low energy and all that, tired, don't want to do anything. So I always have to keep good mental health.
What are the ways you personally try to keep your mind, body, and soul aligned?
I try to mind, body, and soul aligned. I would say, like, hanging out with friends, giving myself breaks, like, especially during finals and stuff like that. Like,
If possible, can you describe a time when you or a family member or someone you know was in the midst of a mental health crisis?
yeah, my freshman year of college, I used to have really frequent panic attacks with stress and stuff.
Many Americans are reluctant to seek out mental health help. Why do you think this is?
I think because there's a stigma around it, like there's something wrong with you when there's not necessarily anything wrong with you. It's not a problem, it's just something that you have to, like, learn how to deal with and, like, learn your triggers and all of that.